Good morning, guys. Morning, Turbo.
Morning, how you doing? And how's everybody in the chat? And Lindsay, two things. I was putting my makeup on, yes, and I forgot to do you that karate kick yesterday, so I will do it for you today. So sorry, go on, Vicky.
No, I'm always completely fine just listening to you, actually, but my heart rate's
Jamie, how are you doing,
like going down a bit after you made me jump, you sod. Can't believe you did that to me. Wow.
Well, I'm very loud anyway, so I make a lot of people jump. Everyone can hear me before they see me.
Well, you got that right.
Definitely. They've always used to say that.
I bet. Lindsay was saying, I was saying that you just gone to get your meds, and she just said that means lip gloss and eyeliner.
Definitely. I could pull it off.
Well, he wants to be prettier than me, so that's why.
No, well, you've got to make an effort, ain't you?
I'm sure you do, but normally I just roll out of bed and I'm fine.
Yeah, I get that. I'm like that, to be honest.
I think we're all like that, especially this time of morning.
Well, I'm always up early. Young'un gets up between 5 and 6, so always up early.
I think I actually went to sleep at that time.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
I'm normally early in bed.
I had every intention of going to sleep early this morning, but I just couldn't sleep. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me.
Yeah, bless.
Morning, Messi and Jamie.
Morning, Messi, Jamie. How are you guys doing?
You're not hungover, you guys, are you?
Were they partying last night?
I haven't actually. Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. So, guys, basically, if you joined us on Sunday, thank you very, very much, guys. I just want to, before Vicky continues with where we left off on Sunday, just say a couple of things. Basically, this is a very delicate subject for a lot of different people with any mental health. No matter what subject we touch on, we're trying to do this as serious as we possibly can. So please remember, this is hard for a lot of people. So just try and keep everything as nice and respectful as possible. If you want anything bringing up, or if you want to jump in and say your piece, you're more than welcome. But like I said, guys, it takes a lot just for people to come on and tell their story. So please bear that in mind. And Boxing Barry, how are you doing? Sorry, Vicky, love.
No, it's okay. Morning, Mackie. How are you feeling? Jamie said that you're under the weather this morning. Hopefully you've got a bit better. He said that you've got a nasty cold and you're not feeling up very well. So bearing that in mind, try and be nice in regards to Mackie, because he might like hit you over the head with his spanner.
Well, that's it, yeah.
I wouldn't want to be.
I hope you're good, Mackie, my friend.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. But what a horrible time to get head colds and that when it's snowing and icy outside. I don't know what it's like where you are, but it is absolutely.
To be honest, it's not too bad here. It's freezing. Yeah, it's cold up here, but we've managed to dodge the snow. Everyone around us has had it, but we've not had none for a bit. So fingers crossed.
It's so dangerous down here. Going out in a chair with a dog is quite hazardous. So hopefully,
yeah, especially ice.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, bless.
Yesterday, it was like being in a bloody ice rink.
Oh, bless you.
Poor Leo, he was sliding around like there's no tomorrow. I mean, it looked quite comical, granted, but it really wasn't. So
yeah, it one of them, because you didn't hurt yourself. It was quite funny, but at the time you thought, "Oh, this is dangerous."
Well, especially the fact that my chair wouldn't keep still either, and trying to control a big dog that doesn't like snow anyway. He hates the rain, yet alone the snow. So
yeah.
it was quite novel. And then he wants to go faster, and I'm like, no. I didn't want him going any more faster than he was going already. My goodness me!
He wanted to go for a run.
Yeah, he's not like a husky or anything like that.
Yeah,
is he?
that would have been.
that would not have gone down well, especially if I'd have hit
big dog.
Especially if I'd have hit the neighbour's car. I would have had to explain that one.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't speak English
yeah, that
either.
would have been very good.
No, it wouldn't, especially the fact they don't speak English. So.
Oh, great. That would have been even more funny.
I definitely would have had to record that one, but no, luckily it didn't happen. And
if You Being Framed was still about, it would have been, yeah. Well, that's the main thing. You were safe. Leo was safe. You know, he didn't cause no damage.
No, luckily not. No, I thought, no, sod this, I'm getting the bus back, which I did. So it was quite good in the end, but I've got to take him out later on to pick up my new medication. So that's going to be a bit of a weird one for me. He's put me on Prozac, so I don't know what I'm going to be like on that. I don't know if any of you guys have been put on it before, but it's new to me.
It's new to me. Like, I've never, I don't really know that much about Prozac or anything. So, you know, if anyone in the chat has ever took it, if there's any advice out there, greatly appreciated for Vicky.
Well, this is the thing. I'm quite happy enough. So taking that when I'm already like this, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Hi, Moggy.
Hey, how you doing, Moggy? How you doing, pal?
He said, look up car, on YouTube and play it. Okay, I will do that for you, Moggy. Is it going to be a shocking one, or am I going to be pleasantly surprised? Because actually, I've had quite a few shocks this morning already, so I'll do it as a surprise. I couldn't believe it. Finally, I actually have a social worker. Can you actually believe that shit? They contacted me out the blue yesterday, and I was like, am I hallucinating? Which is
oh, that's it. Well, at least things are going in the right sort of direction for you now.
Yeah, but the actual thing was, and I'll read you part of this out when I actually find the actual correspondence. She's put back on here, can you please come back to me either with an email or on my mobile number to have a conversation about your needs and how do you feel we could support you? And I'm like, are you bloody serious?
Well,
how they can support me?
Well, if I were you, I'd take full advantage of them. Yeah.
I will play it, Moggy, and
I mean,
I definitely will play it, and hopefully it is inspirational, because that I could do with this morning.
Well,
oh, really, Jamie, you was on it. Oh no, not again.
I'm going to say, because that's where we left off on Sunday with what happened with your doctor, and obviously you ended up in hospital, didn't you? Friday?
Yeah, it was quite nasty in the end. I mean, I was alone, but I wasn't alone. And like I said, one of my mods stayed with me all night in hospital, so I wasn't alone in that. But to make sure I was okay, which was really nice of him to do that. I mean, he knows who he is. I don't really have to say anything, but
I mean, massive shout out to who it was, you know, it takes a lot
Yeah.
of respect, and they get my respect anyway, whoever it was.
Lindsay's saying that was the first antidepressant the doctor gave her. She hated it. Don't get me wrong, it worked. The first 2 weeks you just slept. The longer I took it, you felt numb. Oh, bloody hell.
Wow.
Oh, this is going to be interesting then, guys, isn't it? It's going to be like,
Well,
first of all, I can't get any sleep, and then the next thing, you guys are going to be like trying to wake me up constantly. Well, okay.
Well, we'll go from one extreme to the other.
Well, he's only prescribed 10, so I don't know whether that's a big dose or not. I mean, maybe you guys can sort of like help me on that, but I'm not sure whether a 10 is a big dose or not.
I have no idea.
Oh, I definitely will.
I've never took anything.
I always read the forms inside. I'm not that silly, but he did say if I want to, I can take half a tablet for the first few days and then take it from there. So
yeah, while you get used to it. Well, that'd probably be your best bet, I reckon. See how you get on with half the tablet.
Well, hopefully it won't be any more 999 jobs, because I don't think I'll be able to take it. And I won't be going on any live streams while I find out what it's like either. I think that's a bit of a no-no. The headaches are horrendous. Oh, you are kidding me. I always get migraines anyway.
Bless you.
Oh.
I mean, that's like what we were saying on Sunday with the doctor obviously misprescribing you. And obviously they've changed it to this now. And obviously this is obviously causing you more anxiety. Because obviously you don't know much about it. They've not really explained anything to you from what I can gather. You know, and it was like after I got stabbed, and obviously they kept giving me morphine, which obviously ended up being addicted to Class A's. So it's like,
oh, goodness,
the doctors have got so much power in their hands, haven't they?
Well, he was sort of like saying to me that the actual medication that I was looking into, and he was looking into for me, I would have to literally be seen by a psychiatrist first. So he said that would be quite a while waiting, and he doesn't really want me waiting around because he's heard from my counsellors and that. Sorry, guys.
Thought we were having a rave then.
No, not quite.
Not quite, not today.
No, exactly. Give me a minute, Turbo, and I'll be back in a sec.
No worries. Well, guys, what we have come on today for really is to obviously continue from Sunday regarding PTSD. Obviously, Vicky gave a very detailed explanation of the encounters she had and how it led to her PTSD, and obviously how it's still affecting her. Now, personally, I've suffered with PTSD and still do occasionally from when I was stabbed. The background to me being stabbed was I was a fighter back in 2013. I was also managing a pub just outside Sheffield City Centre called the Vine Inn, and they tried to rob it on Halloween 2013 at 2:30 in the daylight. I got a scaffolding bar in the back of my head and stabbed with a rusty knife in my stomach, which led to 6 weeks in a coma, 23 weeks total in hospital, and I could press morphine on a button every 5 minutes for the pain. And obviously I ended up addicted to morphine. But the PTSD with me at the minute, it is Jamie, bang on there, mate. The way it affects me, first of all, it affected me. I had to see counselling because my brain was trying to piece together what had happened. obviously I got the police trying to ask me questions, trying to figure out who it was and stuff. All I can remember from that is 2 pairs of legs running away. I do remember after when I got stabbed in the stomach, I thought I'd been punched. I was so cold, and I had to be. Well, they tried to airlift me, but they couldn't get the air ambulance landed. So by the time I got to hospital, I was unconscious and went straight to the ICU at Northern General Hospital in Sheffield. But with the PTSD, I still have them dreams. If I see a knife now, yeah, Messi, I do get flashbacks. Messi, I do. Counselling really did help me, and I was one of them people that were like, nah, counselling. I weren't one to open up to anyone, and I ended up talking to this counsellor, and it were really, I am lucky to still be here. I've ended up having 6 operations on my stomach. I've had most of my bowel and bladder removed. I ended up with 370-something stitches and staples in my stomach. Hey, Miss Angela, how are you doing this morning? But it took me well over a year of counselling, having to talk to people. After it happened and I ended up on the Class A drugs, I really struggled. I lost everything. And obviously, I ended up homeless. But I ended up on the drugs at first because my body needed them. And it just spiraled out of control. So then I was trying to deal with the PTSD and obviously the drug addiction, which was hard to deal with any one of them things. So to try and deal with them together, it would just give me more excuse to keep using more drugs, which obviously spiraled way out of control. My parents lived in supported accommodation, so I couldn't even stop with them because they've always been amazing. My parents, they were always together. They did everything they could for me all my life. When you was on the pain drugs, if you're coming from a sports combat background, did it help with the pain from doing that? Jamie, when you was on the pain drug, you mean the morphine, Jamie? It did help very much with the pain. It was the best thing ever, morphine for the pain.
It's evil stuff.
Yeah, it is. Basically, Barry, I spent Xmas 2018. I came back from Blackpool after splitting up with my ex the week before Christmas, or 2 weeks before Christmas, I think it was. And some parents was in sheltered accommodation for the over 55s or over 60s, whatever it is. And I couldn't stop with them because it would mean they'd lose their house. So I went to a charity called Nomad. I went every day with my tent, and they got me back into Fitzwilliam, which is a drug rehabilitation centre, to get me back on my morphine. They got me into a shared flat with another lad in Sheffield Town Centre. They also got me into Hallam University doing a personal training sports science degree. So they helped me out a massive amount, and basically I've been on the morphine ever since. I'm still taking the morphine to this day. That is because of the heroin I was on. I've managed to wean down to 50 mil a day. I always say you never beat addiction. It's something you just learn to deal with. You're in
pain a lot still with, I know you have to cancel on that, but obviously that's different pain to what you were having then. Or
yeah.
Are they sort of like reviewing your pain meds every so often, or what are they doing there?
Well, I have to have a review every 12 weeks to see what tablets I can still take, because obviously with the radiotherapy that I have, they're changing it a lot at the minute. So I have got a review. I've actually spoke to them this morning. I have got a review next week where they will be changing my meds. But at the minute, I've been on these meds, but it's got to a point where my body's become immune to them. So they're not actually, all they're doing is the job. They're not actually taking the pain away and stuff now. So,
no, but
which drugs, Miss Angela? Go on, sorry.
It sort of like keeps you at a level where you're not going to go through withdrawal or anything like that, are you?
Yeah, that's what the methadone's for. I mean, the methadone, like I said, I take 50 mil. I should have been cutting down all last year. I should have been off the methadone by this summer, but because of the COVID and stuff, I've not been able to get in to see my drugs worker. She rings every Wednesday, so I'm not. She just said, like, keep it at this level, because obviously the stress, and obviously before Christmas we needed Arthur's roof caved in, and there's boiler packs in.
Bad, wouldn't it? But
yeah, so.
Aren't you a bit pissed off though that all these guys keep on using the COVID excuse for just carrying on as normal? Because that's been really getting to me recently, that oh, because of COVID we can't do this, oh, because of COVID we can't do that. Well, what is it can you do? You keep on saying what you can't do. What is it that you can do?
And do you know something? I don't think they know what they can do, Vicky. That's the thing. They're so scared of being told off. Miss Angela, thank you, darling. And the drugs, answer to your other question, sorry, Vicky, that I was on after the morphine is I was on heroin and crack, but it was mainly heroin, to be honest. But I mean, Miss Angela, if you'd like to come on and tell your story with us, you're more than welcome. But sorry to interrupt you, Vicky, look, sorry.
That's all right. I agree with you there, Jedi. Pethidine is one of the worst painkillers that you can be put on. They actually put me on it for a while when I was having a lot of hip and back trouble, and my God, coming off of it, it's really, really nasty.
That's it. I mean, they give me no help. They basically just chucked me out of hospital. They didn't even offer to like wean me off morphine or anything. It was just basically when I said I was getting more pain, they stopped giving me morphine and gave me more tramadol, which didn't help.
Oh, it wouldn't, would it?
Well, that's it. Jamie, I have not fought since I got stabbed, my friend. I had one exhibition fight, which was back in 2015, because I cannot get a license to fight professional anymore. I can do exhibition fights. That's why I've said on this charity event that we're doing to try and raise money at the gym, I'm coming back. I'm going to do 3 rounds, 2-minute rounds each, fight with another YouTuber. That's because I can't get a license ever again to fight, which is why I literally deleted a lot of my videos. So if anyone knows how to get the original, you know, the little video recorders with the little tapes, how to get one of them onto like a computer, please contact me, because I've got all my fights on there, and I tried to copy them on my old channel from like Bellator and stuff, and I got copyrighted and lost my channel in 3 days. So, you know, that was that. Sorry.
No, I mean,
Miss Angela, I have took. Yeah.
And
but I have got all the facts. I do want to do like a highlight thing. Go on, sorry.
I'm sure you can understand though why they won't let you have a license, because obviously you've gone through a lot, and it'd be very irresponsible, wouldn't it, if you started fighting again?
Oh yeah, I mean. Oh, I understand that now. I mean, for the first year after coming out of hospital, I kept trying to train. I kept like going for reviews for my license. They'd be like, leave it another 6 weeks, leave it. And it got to a point where they just said, look, it don't matter how many times you come in front of us, your medical record is not going to ever pass in this country. So the only option you've really got if you want to carry on fighting is move to somewhere like Russia or Poland, where the licensing regulations are a lot less strict.
You don't want to be doing that though, do you?
Boxing Barry, there is 6 up to now. I'm waiting for them all just to sign and send back the contracts. Fighting Charles is still fighting, but we are trying to get him an opponent. Sorry, Vicky love.
No, that's okay. Hopefully, this event will be very, very good, and we will raise a lot of money for people. But it's going to take your guys' help as well to be able to pull this off and make it.
Yeah.
Maybe it can be a regular thing that we can help people, because there's so many people out there that need it.
Yeah. That's what I were hoping to, like 2 or 3 a year, hopefully. Every penny goes to the charities where the fighters pick the charities. Every penny goes to that. I'm actually going to be using this as a way to open my new gym. So it's going to be like the opening event. So we can try and raise a bit more for the different charities, But yeah, all the help from you guys, any help from you guys will all be greatly appreciated. And I'm not on about just donating or anything like that. There's so many different things, even just telling people, letting them know, try and raise as much as we can.
Well, it doesn't help not knowing from the government what's going on either, does it?
That's it.
It's all very well.
Barry, there will be one as soon as we know a date. Sorry, love.
I just said it's all very well planning an event like this, but if the government keep on screwing around, messing about with dates and things like that and rules.
That's why we've not done an announcement video like to Barry. Basically, until we get a date where we can definitely do it, because I don't want to be messing people around. I don't want people messing me around, to be honest. I'll gladly let anybody fight. I'll set up the fights as best I can. There will be proper referees, proper medics there, and it will be run as a proper event. So as soon as we get dates, there will be a final announcement then. But as soon as I get the contracts back from the fighters, I will be putting out who's fighting who. Who I'm fighting, the guy reached out to me. He has got learning difficulties. He's a 24-year-old male. He has been doing boxing for a little bit, and he really wants to fight. So I spoke to his dad as well, and I couldn't get a suitable opponent where I knew he'd be safe. That is why I've said I'd fight him to raise the money as well. You know what I mean?
Well, at least, you could sort of, I don't mean like go easy on the guy, but you're not going to like want to knock his head off.
Exactly. I'll be able to judge it. I'll be able to keep me calm in the ring. Whereas a lot of people, when they're in that ring, when they get hit once or twice, they just want to hurt the other person. Whereas all I want to do is basically, yeah, exactly. So I'm doing this mainly to let him fight and, try and have a show anyone can do the training. That's why I do the fitness videos for all different people. Me and Vicky are trying to reach so many people in different ways, but the mental health, we've joined up for this to try and help as many people as we can, because we've been through our event. Pardon?
I said without a doubt, there are so many people, even on YouTube, that I feel would want to come forward and actually seek out help. Like I say, I haven't fully gone through my story yet, but I will. And I know Turbo's gone through similar things, and so has Jamie, who is a mod in the chat. He's gone through similar things as well. So if we can get it all out there and get to the right people, that's who we want to help, and put them in the right place, as into to see if they would want to seek out treatment for counselling, or counselling might not be for them. It's not for everybody, believe me.
Exactly. it's hard to talk to strangers, you know. I mean, that's why I think this is a good idea that we're trying, because people can get to know each other, obviously, in the chat. And then when they feel comfortable, or if they don't feel comfortable coming on a live, they can always contact me, and I'm sure they can contact Vicky. My email's on most of my videos. I have just set up a new Facebook. You can contact me and talk to me direct. I've got no problem with that. If you don't want to be putting your story out there, but we'll still try and help you. It's not something we're doing just for the views or just for YouTube. We are trying to help the people. We're trying to help you guys, anyone. So, you know, if you do want to tell your story or you just want to talk to somebody or just reach out, my details, are, like I said, are on my video. My email is basically turboflighthub@gmail.com. You can always get hold of me. Yeah. And just for Miss Angela, that would be great. If I could grab your
I've got a number
your
in that. I've got a number in that.
Oh, brilliant.
I'll give it to you directly if Miss Angela's all right with that.
I'm going to say if that's all right with Miss Angela, and then obviously if there's people wanting to do some boxing or MMA fights, they're more than welcome. Thank you, Jamie, for that. Thank you.
I've also
exactly, Mackie.
I've also set up a Skype number for which I will make that available for people that do like want to like either call myself or Turbo or whoever's around to manage the number. And if people want to like reach out and basically do it away from YouTube and they just want to chat on the phone.
Media, yeah.
But I will say this, as long as you are serious and this isn't like a wind up or, you know, people messing about, asking people out on dates and stuff like that, that's not going to happen. This is a serious cause we're doing. And
and that's why I said straight at the beginning.
Time being messed about, and I'm sure Turbo would agree. He doesn't want his time messed about either. Because I'm going through treatment myself right now.
Exactly. We are taking time out. We are both going through treatment ourselves for different things. We are doing this and we're taking times out from as families and stuff like that to try and help. So please bear that in mind, guys. I mean, everyone in this chat that I've seen at the minute, you know, you've been fantastic. And thank you for that, Miss Angela. I will text you later on once I've got your number. Thank you, Jamie. But yeah, everyone that I've seen in this chat so far, you've all, like I said at the start of this, you've all been brilliant. You've all been so respectful. And if Miss Angela or anyone wants to jump on and tell a bit about their story, or if there's anybody that just wants to ask questions, anything like that, just, you know, just put it down or just let us know. And, you know, we'll definitely do what we can for anyone. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a guest on. Miss Angela back. Hopefully. Does that go okie dokie cheese and boget? Sorry, Angela. I think I'm like with kids or something. I said that to little.
I bet you do. She's absolutely lovely. And it's nice that you said that you're seeing your other son as well, which
yeah,
really
it was. Well, I have my eldest. He's like 14 next month. Every weekend, because of the roof, the boiler, Christmas, and the weather, I've not seen him since Christmas Day. So when he came this weekend, I was like a big kid. I lost track of time. I had to beat him at Monopoly though. Can't let him win now. He's too old.
Morning, Angela. Oh, afternoon now.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, you're right.
I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, I am.
Good, good. Hi, Kingy and Mo.
I was saying to Turbo, Angela, on how it got last weekend. It was pretty out of order, don't you think?
Yes, definitely so. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky's only told me a bit about what happened because obviously I had to go, and that's why definitely I said at the beginning, anyone that comes on here, please show them respect, please, guys, because this is not easy for anyone coming on here. Yes, you are doing it from the comfort of your own home, but it is bringing up bad memories for a lot of people. So please, guys, bear that in mind.
Definitely.
Sorry, Angela.
No, that's right. It's 100% right. And I think that if people have got any kind of compassion towards anybody else at all, regardless, then they would understand that, surely. And
yeah, definitely.
I mean, this is what this channel's about, isn't it? It's about mental health and like it's helping other people. So if anyone to be jumping on and just being dickhead, there's no need. Just basically. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I agree 1,000,000% with that, to be honest, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
There's enough dickheads in the world. We are, yeah. Keep it good vibes in here. Exactly, whoever said that.
Definitely.
But that's why I think certain people have kept away this morning, because I certainly wasn't going to hold any punches today. I've had up to here the people taking the Michael out the channel, and this is to help vulnerable people, and for you guys to want to ruin that, there's something seriously wrong with you.
I know. I've been watching a lot last few days.
Yeah.
And I've been like sat back watching, and I'm like, there's so many little snakes around that are just that it just in a way it's kind of laughable with what it said, like what they try and portray to be, and then
that's what I mean. All well and good saying all the crap on behind computer. Sorry, it winds me up because I see it as a form of bullying. You know what I mean?
Definitely is.
Well, considering I was feeling relatively okay, and then after all of this, I actually had a migraine for 16 hours to do with all of this. 16-hour fucking migraine because of all of this, and I sort of like saying, no more.
No, you can't do it, but it's not fair on you. And
especially if I'm going to be taking medication to sort out my PTSD, which is obviously going to make my body go out of sync for a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you shouldn't have to take time away from what makes you happy and where your friends are, because people are just cruel and evil. Do you know what I mean? People need to just fuck off.
Exactly.
Really. That's what they need to do, and just because they're just being knobs, and I don't know what they get out of it. But
exactly,
it's not fair. It's not.
I actually think now that
Sorba's got it right.
Oh, he normally does. Actually, he normally.
Yeah, he's got it bang on the button here, Sorba. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a top man, Sorba, top man, and he's hit the nail bang on the head there with that. When you're winning, people hate on that. And he's right. People, they're just sat at home, they've got nothing better to be doing. We're all sat at home if we're not, key workers. But, other people are trying to do positive, other people, try and do something, with your time. That's why, Vicky's channel, like my channel, it's all about trying to help, trying to be positive, So that's why we've teamed up, because together we can reach a lot more. And like I said, there's no need to be hating on anybody.
Absolutely. There's no backstabbing. There's no hypocrisy.
Oh, but you take care, my friend. Yeah, enjoy your walk, my friend. And if you ever want to talk, you can get my number off DJ Vix or Links or anyone if you've got their numbers, mate. Yeah. Keep up doing the press ups, but all the best to you.
I'll give him your number. I mean, he's certainly got mine, so I'll sort that out. And
Yeah, no worries.
you two can talk because you have a lot in common
Yeah,
with your
I mean, I've got a lot of love and respect for him. Because
a lot of
obviously,
people do.
yeah, he's a good bloke.
He's actually earned it,
he's never done any wrong to me.
He's actually earned his respect.
Exactly, and that's one thing, guys. Respect is always earned. It's not just given. Yeah, so for somebody else to say that person's respected, and I agree with that 1,000,000%, they've obviously earned that respect, you know. And it's like Miss Angela, she's on here, she deserves her respect, just like Vicky, for being on here and facing this and, you know, talking and trying to help as well.
I just think as well. Sorry,
it was pretty mad the other day. I don't know why this triggered me, but I was in the kitchen cleaning stuff up, and I actually saw a knife on the counter, and it triggered me. Just seeing a knife on the counter. I mean, what is that about?
Yeah. It will do.
It triggers you. It's like I was like that when I got stabbed. I had to make sure all the big knives were put out of my sight. You know, so it is a trigger. If you've had any attacks with a knife, it's obviously one of the biggest triggers, and it's horrible. So
I actually had two now, and it's like I said to you before. It's the actual feel of the blade, the cold, the sharpness of it. That feeling never goes away.
Like I said, when I got stabbed, I don't know if it's because I got hit with scaffolding bar first. I thought I'd been punched, and so I looked down. But to me, they used a rusty blade. So obviously I didn't get the sharpness or anything. I just felt like a dull thud in my stomach. But obviously with you, you've used a proper big knife. You've seen it. You felt it on your skin. I didn't see it or feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a big kitchen knife for me.
Yeah.
And the size of it, even now, all I see is the blade rather than the person holding it. And I think that's pretty normal. When you see a blade coming at you, you don't think of the person
holding it. You focus straight on that. Which
I thought was a bit out of order that the old Bill were actually having a go at me about that, but I can't help the way I reacted. How can anybody control the way they react until you actually put in that position where, you know, they're minding your own business 1 minute and somebody comes up behind you with a big bloody fuck off knife, and I mean, he didn't actually speak to me. I didn't know exactly what he wanted, and luckily for me, I did have a seizure because I don't know how I would have reacted being completely awake during that, because if I'd have fought back, that could have ended up a whole different scenario right there.
Of course. And it could
with Leo as well.
I was about to say, it could let it worse for Leo.
Struggling or screaming. If I'd have screamed out, he would have gone crazy. And that would have ended up completely out of order.
Definitely. Just 1 second, Vicky. King Ian Moore, I've heard you before. I know, I recognise the name. Nice to meet you anyway. But that is bang on the button. He said he always shuts the bullies down as they can make people very down and feel lonely and suicidal. They need to think what they are doing before hating on others. That is bang on the button. Like I said, I don't know you. I've heard your name before. I can't think at this moment why I've heard your name. But massive respect for that, King Ian Moore. Thank you.
He was a friend of Wellhung's. That's probably why.
Ah, right. That must be it. I'm going to say I've just heard the name.
Been in Token's channel. Been in Token's channel as well.
Oh, I'm not in that channel.
I know, but you probably heard the name from the people around.
I probably have, but like, you know, my memory is absolutely shocking, especially my short term. Obviously getting kicked 500 times a night and then a scaffolding bar doesn't help with my memory. But yeah, but now bang on the button there, Ian. Thank you.
I can't believe the amount of trolls you get on your channel. I mean, it is shocking. People just, they're so damn evil. I mean, instead of giving you like a hand up, they're trying to like push you right down, and people don't need to be like that. I mean,
Exactly.
Because they actually feel big by doing that as a person.
Whose channel?
King Ian's channel. He does like shout outs and things, and
why are people such knobs? I don't understand. Jesus Christ. Why can't people just grow up? I don't get it. Like, meant to be adults. Like, honestly, I'm
exactly.
like,
I'm the biggest kid going.
No, yeah, me too. I'm so immature at times. But like, I've got like the Prime Minister's question on telly, and they behave like zoo animals when they're in the House of Commons, like, don't they? Like, and then they expect young children in the country to grow up and act like adults, and yet you come on here and like you got the adults acting so immature in chat rooms by fucking just being knobs, trolling and everything like that, and you're like, for God's sake, no wonder the kids nowadays are just acting and behaving the way they are, because they've got their adults setting examples like they are on here, and it's like
it's like I was saying the other day when I was on my way back and I was on the bus, and hearing those kids effing and blinding. I mean, they couldn't have been any older than 10, and the mother was just sitting there.
Yeah,
I mean, if I heard my son or daughter talk like that, wow.
Yeah.
That they certainly wouldn't have their mobile phones. They wouldn't have anything, because they'd be grounded for at least 3 weeks.
Well, that's it. I mean, I'm quite strict. I mean, my son, he respects me. He's good as gold for me, but I have his mum like every week now. She's like, I'll tell you, she's just getting divorced or split up, whatever she's doing with her husband. But she's like, he kicks off for her, but then he comes here and he's good as gold. And she's like, well, why does he behave for you? And I said, because I do stuff with him and I treat him like an adult. I don't, and it's the same, everyone should treat you like they want to be treated, Mackie, that is sorry to hear that you got stabbed. If you ever want to talk or jump on, you're more than welcome, a friend, because I know obviously how horrible it is to be stabbed. But I hope you're all right now, my friend. Sorry.
Oh God, I just sent a message in the private chat back.
It happens a lot. Don't worry about it, Andrew. If you want to send it again in normal chat, then it's fine.
Oh yeah. Gosh, what?
Oh, Leo's looking at me saying, "Oh, when are we going out, Mum?" You have to wait, big boy.
Is he getting ready to go out?
Oh, I'm going. I'm going to take him out this afternoon, but it's started to rain outside now, and I have to wait until the pharmacy's got my medications ready as well. But I'm not looking forward to trying that out tonight.
Yeah.
I've just got flashbacks of what happened on Friday. I mean, that really did scare the living hell out of me.
Yeah, of course. It must have been so horrible, because obviously, if it weren't for your mod as well, I can't imagine what you were feeling, because it's like the unknown as well. Ian Moore, exactly. I'd have got the same when I was a kid as well.
If you want to come back on, Angela, you can. I put the link back in the chat for you if you wanted to jump back on. I think you jumped out by accident, which happens a lot apparently. But oh, here we go.
I do it all the time. I'm useless with all this stuff.
Shit. I pressed back on my phone.
Angela, I do it all the time. The first live I ever tried to do, nobody could hear me for the first 20 minutes. I'm like, I didn't even notice.
I was like,
that's what made it work.
I pressed back and I was like, oh no, come back. And I was like, damn it. What have I done? Oh, I was just about. God,
I ran one with Lynx once. I knocked myself out of it about 8 or 9 times. He's like, bloody hell.
It's so easy to do, though, isn't it? It's that
Yeah.
easy. Oh God.
I think you're right there, Ian. That if I used bad words around my mother, she would get soap and water and rinse my mouth out.
Yeah.
Even to this day, if I hear like the C word or anything like that, it gets to me because it reminds me of her and how she brought me up to have respect for people. And you don't use curse words around people. You don't treat people that way, and you always give your seat up if there's a disabled or elderly person that needs it more than you do.
Exactly.
Things like that. But at the moment, living in London, it actually opens your eyes to how many people that have such disrespect for everybody.
It's sad, isn't it? But like, do you know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, like, the amount of times when I was younger, I literally did get my mouth washed out with soap. It was scary. It was literally a daily thing. You know, like, just for saying things like shit or something. But the other day, I was on going to my alley and I said something to her and she was like, she repeated virtually what I said to her boyfriend, and the word shit came out of her mouth. She's 23 and she was just mortified that I heard her say that. She was like, oh my God. And I was like,
I don't know whether this will make you angry or not, but it certainly made me very angry. It's 281 bus I got on in London, and it was pretty busy, and this elderly lady got on. She had walking sticks and everything. She could hardly stand up. She was shaking like a leaf. Nobody would give up their seat or anything. So I literally stood up out of my chair and gave her my wheelchair to sit in because no other person would get up out of their seats. The bus driver took one look at what was going on. He stopped the bus and he said, no. Can you get back into your wheelchair? And he made kids get up and out of the way so that this lady could actually sit down.
What the hell?
She would have fell down. And I was sitting there thinking, it took me to even, I was probably, the worst person to have given up their seat, but I felt I had to because I didn't want to see her hurt.
Well, you were brought up with respect just like me. I am very old-fashioned. My coach, he was like the more father role in my life, even though my dad was there, because I were at the gym every night, and he was very old-fashioned. If he'd known I were on that bus, for instance, he'd have slapped me round back at head if I'd not got up. To this day, if I went for a drink, say, with my coach and that, and I took my partner, if I didn't pull her chair out and take her coat and stuff, because he's that old-fashioned, he'd slap me round back at head, even though I'm 35 now. But I'd never swear in front of him or anything like that. And as a fighter, normally, obviously, there's a lot of swearing goes off backstage. But I'd never swear in front of him, and that's why on like my press conferences and that, they used to say it's like trying to get blood out of a stone, me talking, because I'd never want to disrespect my coach and get slapped.
Yeah. It's like, but you know, like how kids nowadays just don't seem to have any respect for their elderly or older people or young people. They don't even have respect for themselves. I think that's a problem. And if they can't respect themselves, then how can they be respecting anyone else? But my Ali, bless her, she was stables and it was a bit icy, and she's the kind of kid that she'll come and link my arm, like just to make sure I'm okay, or she'll help me put my coat on, not because I can't do it myself, but because that's how she's just been brought up. She's always been like I think I mentioned the other day, but it's didn't talk about my friend who passed away recently, but he was more like family, and he was of the older generation where it was always like you walk into a room and he'll stand up and he will never like sit down again until you sat down, and he's like, do you know what I mean? It's always about the manners and stuff. Even when he was literally on his deathbed, bless him, he apologised for not being able to get up. I was like, don't be so silly. Do you know what I mean? But he couldn't have even got up if he wanted to, but he apologised. Yeah. It was like, oh. but she's as that
That's
like
it.
Ali's the same, and you won't catch her swearing. You should never swear. She'll go, "Oh, fiddlesticks," and I'm like, Ali, please don't say that around me. Do you know, like fiddlesticks? I'm like, what? And
Yeah.
she just won't swear. She just won't do it.
It's better than the alternative, though, isn't it? But
Absolutely.
I get completely wound up by kids at the moment. The fact they've got no respect at all for anything or anybody, and it's like, wow. What are your parents teaching you?
Well, that's it. The minute they're not on it, that's it. They're not teaching them nothing. They're just shouting and screaming at them rather than like trying to teach them and guide them. Because kids, in my opinion, they're like sponges. They learn everything from the surroundings.
I don't ever want to tell anybody how to bring up their child, but when I see such disrespect and behaviours the way I've seen recently, I'm like thinking, well, they've learnt that behaviour from somewhere.
Yeah.
Kids, this is my opinion. Kids, I'm not saying it's the parents that have done anything wrong at all. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is kids are like sponges, so they absorb everything. So they get it from the parents and they see it off the friends. And what I'm trying to say is they absorb it off everywhere. And because there's no respect from anybody nowadays, it seems that the younger generation, or that's what they're saying, like on that bus incident, the respect from a few years ago seems to have gone. That's what I'm trying to say, darling. If I put it across there the wrong way, I do apologise, sweetheart.
You haven't. It's okay. I personally think though, like, say for example, there's my like best closest friends, family around here. I don't have anything to do with my family as such. I speak to my dad and that's it. I've got like brothers and sisters and everything, but like I don't have anything to do with them. So, but you have like the friends that you choose that are your family, and it makes and then like and so there's just live around the corner and there's 2 twin boys that are 10 years old, and well, they're not 10 now, I think they're 11, back 12, and then there's an older daughter, and they are a nightmare at times, but it's because absolutely, but I think it was only because their attention span is so short because of like computer games and it's so hard to keep the minds are constantly on the go, constantly. And I think there's time to run on, and the way things have changed, it's not like the times haven't changed enough in the sense of education wise. That's not changed as the social side. So the kids are at home, say playing, for example, on their Xboxes, and I'm not even kidding you. Do you know when you sit there and you watch them kids play on them Xboxes, the skill that they have with them controllers? I am not even kidding you. I am absolutely mesmerized by the fact that they can press A, B, X, pushing things forward, back, whatever, and it's amazing. I'm like,
I think it's a real shame though. Instead of kids going out to play like football or sports or doing something like that, that they're at home watching their computer screens or playing shoot 'em up games, and they're talking to their mates over the internet rather than actually going to see their friends.
Going out and playing with them.
But the thing is, you have to look though that how around in like the estate where the other places, we've got people that complain, for example, that you've got kids, because there's nowhere for kids to go anymore. All the youth clubs have shut, all the parks have gone. If there's too many kids on a park, they get called a gang. Regardless, they get called a gang. And no matter how old they are, if they're 5, 12, 16, they're called a gang. So they can't go anywhere. If they all want to meet up at the shop, and then they go off and do something, then they're classed as being gang, intimidating people outside the shop. They then get the police come along, tell them all to go home. And then you always get the odd few ones that get the accused to be like the instigators and stuff. Or if they go around to people's houses, it's always that one house that gets classed as like, around here, they get called bandos and stuff like that. But it really isn't. But, do you know, like, so I think the governments and stuff and the councils need to start understanding that the kids need to be heard, the kids need to be listened to, and the kids need to have a voice, and they need to have places to go where they can be kids. Like, we've got so much wasted land where we are in Derby, and yet you've got the kids all the time going around on like mopeds or whatever, just making lots of noise like 70s hair dryers, and it's annoying the residents. But then allow them then to, because they're illegal, not old enough, but they've got nothing to do.
Yeah.
And if they allow them to use some of these wasted land to just go and like just get these off-road bikes and just let them get on with it. But the council won't do it because people complain. People are mad. It's older people like my age and whatever complaining about the kids being on the streets, and yet at the same time people then saying we need to get them outside more. But when they go outside they get complained at. So they can't win either way. Yeah. I personally think
that's it. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get across. The kids cannot win, no matter what. That's why I try at a weekend, especially because my ex, who's got my eldest son full time, she'll be at work, he'll just sit and play on his computer all day, whatever. But here, he'll go on his computer for a little bit, he'll go on his Switch for a bit, but then we'll like do stuff together and go out and we'd go to park or whatever, and he'd rather do things like that just because it's doing it as a family or together, because then he's doing something different, and he's not just sat on a computer. He prefers that. But then, obviously, I've got 2 autistic kids that are mute autistics, so they use their tablets a lot, and it's obviously hard when he's there with the kids. So the easy thing is to go and play on computer, but I think the thing with kids nowadays is I think technology's moved a lot faster than like the times, if you get what I mean.
Definitely. 100%. Like
kids are going to experiment regardless of how they've been brought up or who they are, and because there aren't enough things around for kids to do at the moment, I think kids get left alone a lot as well, because it's not the parents' fault, because half the time either one or both have to work because there isn't enough money coming in, so they get left on their own quite a lot to their own devices, and if there isn't enough,
I was always in the gym.
I mean, like for my daughter, for example, she would not be able to use the internet without supervision at all. She didn't have a phone that went online until she was 15 years old. I said absolutely not, because I didn't want her having to deal with all of that stuff at a young age. I mean, she could talk to her friends, she could go to her friends, but it would be, they'd have to speak to the parents first and make sure they are where they say they are. And I mean, I'm sure you guys would probably think that's a bit heavy-handed, but
no.
When you've got a young
do
girl,
exactly the same.
You have to be so careful.
Ali once got like chatting, let's say, to this guy online, and I didn't even know until I found a phone, and I went through it. She was probably about 13 years old, and this guy was probably about 20. I was absolutely livid with her, and not with her. Well, I was with her for even engaging, I suppose. But I was more angry. I don't think I was angry really with her. I was angry with myself, but I shouted at her and I was wrong. And I did apologise to her because it's my fault. And then we had the chat about no. The answer was just no in future. There was no chat really. But then I was livid with him because I couldn't have taken it out on her because it was me and I was angry with me, and I had to understand that at some point that it wasn't, she had done nothing wrong. It was my lack of parenting, and I had to own that. And I think a lot of parents sometimes don't acknowledge where they can fuck up.
Parents make a lot of mistakes. There aren't any like books out there saying
that's exactly what I would say.
Exactly. But you get some parents that are like they're right regardless. And I think sometimes kids need an apology from an adult to understand that. And the other day I had to tell one of the twins off down the road because he was just not listening to his mum. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. He was throwing a ball around the front room for the dog, and it was just being rude to his mum. And I had to shout at him. And then later on, I was like, "I'm sorry for shouting, but you know, if you'd done
Just
your
one second. Take care, Ian, my friend. I can't type. I don't touch anything in case I lose it all. So sorry, Angela.
No,
But you
it's
take
fine.
care, Ian. Thank you, obviously, for interacting and that kind comment at the end. Have a great day, mate. Sorry, Angela, love.
No, it's fine. Take care, Ian. I'll find your channel at some point. Oh, that was not me farting, by the way. Definitely not. If anyone heard that wrong, I promise you, it was like, how?
I ain't getting nothing, so.
I'm only kidding, for goodness sake.
I was like, oh, then, huh? No, it was just the cable from my charger on the tablet box. I was like, what?
Yeah.
All right. I'm only kidding. But yeah, no, and I do think that parents can only do so much. And then
Exactly.
schools have a responsibility, although people say, oh, it's not school's responsibility. No, it is, because for some reason schools and teachers seem to think that kids all learn the same way, and they don't.
They don't, yeah.
7 types of learning styles, and just because one teacher stood there teaching this one way, if you notice how people, when you say you don't understand, they seem to think by shouting it and like slowing down the speech that you're going to understand it. It's not that you're deaf or you can't hear or you just didn't grasp. It's the fact that you don't understand what they're saying, and I think.
And that's it. I think kids just, in my opinion, anyway, kids just need that bit more encouragement to have that bit more confidence. If they don't get something, well, I always tell my kids, if you don't get something, ask to be explained a different way. But if you do your best at everything, nobody can ask you to do anything more. You know, so if you do your best, nobody can expect any more. And I try and teach the youngest Kira that you've seen on the videos. She won't shut up in the house, but she's very shy outside. And you know, so the reason I've started training with her as well is to give her something to do in the house while she can't be at school. Obviously, to try and help other people. And just to give her that bit more confidence, because like now she'll talk and say things to other people. She'll ask questions more, and more importantly, she'll say no. Cause she had a thing where she'd just agree to anything, and then won't eat her dinner because she'd say yes to everything, and she'd end up with like peas, beans, everything all on one plate.
Oh,
I mean, she's only 6. You know what I mean? So, also, when I say like sponges, we can, as parents, can only do so much. The environment can only do so much. But I do think technology is going a lot faster than us evolving. To be honest, that's just me though. I'm rubbish with technology, so.
Yeah, the other day I went down there. Obviously, it's the only people I can relate to because Ali's obviously a lot older. But like, I went down there and they're just not getting on at all with this home learning. They just can't do it. You know, they don't. They're trying to like go on to these lessons at school, you know, where you go on, and then they're just, the teachers are saying like do X, Y, Z, and then they're just stuck. They haven't got a clue what they're on about. They just don't get they just can't literally do it. And so I was like, well, right, okay, then so what you need to do then is just do your own basically. So we went on to that BBC Bite Size, and like there's things on there where you can do like games and stuff where it makes it fun and interesting for them to do the maths and the science and the English and stuff. And I was like, this is, and they really got into it and they loved it and they were like wanting to keep on doing it. It was hard to get them to even eat their dinner then. They were fully like fighting these warriors and stuff with numbers, and they had to get the questions right so they could shoot another thing at his person. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool, they're enjoying that then, but then they won't put it down. And it was like,
it's actually worrying me though.
The more fun you make anything, the kids are going to pay more attention to it. And that's the struggle we've got at the minute, because of computers and stuff, is keeping their attention span. And I'm just going to look at kids. I like Steve-O too, but please, don't fetch any drama in here for any other channels. Obviously, we're talking mental health. Obviously, we're talking about kids at the minute. But we will talk about anything that anyone wants to talk about if it helps get something off their chest or anything like that. But please, guys.
apart from mentioning Steve-O because of what happened to what he done to me recently, out of respect for myself, please don't bring it in here.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I mean, I don't know what's gone off. I've never had an issue with anybody else. I'm sure I'll get one at some point. But like I tried to make clear at the start, this is quite sensitive. I know at the minute it's about kids, but obviously everything we talk about has got a meaning and it does affect people in different ways. So just try and keep it the best we can. And obviously leave other channels to do their thing. And I wish any other channel all the best, you know. I've got no problem with any channel if they're doing their thing and they're enjoying it. Fair play to them, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly, messy the channel.
Then if they choose to bring other channels into their channels, if their channels are that sad, then that's up to them, innit? And then
that's it.
If their content needs other people's channels, that's entirely up to them. But you just have to leave them to it and just sit back and laugh. That's all I'm saying.
That's exactly right.
That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
Exactly right.
Just yeah.
We've always said right from the start we're trying to do this obviously to help, so we just want a bit of respect. And to be fair, I've not really been reading the chats much. I keep looking at it because I don't touch my phone. Like I said, I'm absolutely hopeless. But yeah.
I don't know whether you guys have been thinking about this, but it's been worrying me a lot. Is how on earth are kids going to catch up at the moment with all of the school that they've missed because of the COVID-19?
Well, they've already cancelled the exams again this year, haven't they?
Didn't they do that again last time as well? Yeah. So that's like 2 different years now. How are the kids going to catch up from this?
I don't know. I think what they should do, to be fair, is put the years back. I personally think, but then that's going to affect them. But I don't know. Do you know what? I don't even know. I just think they. I don't know.
At the minute now, they're sending the kids obviously to work every day, and if they go to school, because the little one, she goes to school a couple of days because her mum's a key worker when I have treatment and stuff. So she goes and she does the exact same work at home and at school. So they do send it, and because I bought my son's old phone, he goes to school every day because his mum's a key worker. I get his work that he does at school, so I know they're doing the exact same things at home at school. But all last year, when she was going to school, she was just playing every day. She did no learning at all. So there is literally a year gone, and if you don't understand anything, there's no like proper teacher to explain it the way they want you to learn it. It's literally watching videos and filling out things on the laptop. And my opinion is it's going to have a massive effect on the entire country later down the line.
It's the kids from the underprivileged society that I'm unplugging my phone because it keeps sounding like I'm partying. I'm not doing that. Right. So yeah, I think it's the kids from the other side, I think, to be fair, that are getting left behind because they don't have, admittedly now they're getting out to laptops and stuff to the kids, but even when they've got the laptops, they're not being taught how to use them. They're not being taught how to join these communities. They're not being taught after they've been joining the Zoom classes how to then get on with the work that they're being told to do, and they just don't understand it. And the teachers could come round, and they keep saying they would go round, but they're not. And so these kids are getting behind, and it's sad because they're still the ones that went up at last year to secondary, the twins, they're now still, I suppose, just at year 7 level rather than year 8, and they are quite behind now.
That's the same with my 13-year-old. With the first lockdown, I think it was, he didn't go to school. But he didn't do his schoolwork either, like most of his class. They did odd bits, but because there were no consequences for not doing it, really. I think a lot missed out and didn't do it. And he's he's 13, he's in year 9 now. Obviously, he goes into his last 2 years next year. He's already, in my opinion, lost a year's worth of learning.
Yeah.
And whatever happens this year, I know he's at school at the minute, but that's it. You don't have to be on the school system. And the teachers are doing a great job, Kiers. Obviously, this is something that the country's never dealt with before. So I've got to give everyone respect. As long as you're trying your hardest. But I just wish there would be some sort of like light at the end of the tunnel for the kids. You know.
I think also you've got to think of also the parents that might not have done well in school who have got the
that's
kids.
it. I mean, my partner. I hope she don't mind me saying this. My partner. The reason I've just said that is because our 6-year-old got a piece of maths the other day, and sorry, I've just dropped my phone, and it was not really explained very well. I've got an A-level in maths, and she literally said, "Oh, will you show? Because I can't do this." And then she was like so upset with herself because she didn't understand it. But the teacher the next day had to do a video and say, "Look, I must have not like explained it right, but this is how you do it because everybody got it wrong." But it so upset my partner because she couldn't teach a 6-year-old basic maths that they're learning at that age, you know.
Exactly, and I think that's where they just seem to assume that the parents can do it all, and then they also then assume to think that all the kids can just get online and work all this Zoom business when none of the kids have had the laptops, none of the parents have got laptops, they've only got phones, and none of all these things are just normal because people don't have them privileges. It's not a normal. A lot of people don't have them things, and I think that's where there's so much a divide between the government and what the life they live and what really happens in life. And I think that's what's really genuinely missing. I think that's what they don't understand.
Well, I mean,
of course.
It's all very well them assuming that the parents will be able to cope or the children will be able to cope, but the actual stress that's putting on families is bang out of order, I think.
Look at domestic violence and how much that's gone on.
And that's where we're getting back to the mental health side of things. Because I know it's affecting a lot of people this lockdown, and in so many different ways. I mean, to be fair, if you, like I said before, if you're trying your hardest to teach your kid, and obviously you've got the equipment to do it, all the best to you. I mean, that's what we try in this house. Luckily enough, I got decent grades in school. I did college as well. So I tend to get it, but we're only doing 6-year-olds schoolwork at the minute. I wouldn't like to think I was doing too much of my 13-year-olds at the minute because it's 20 years ago since I left school. But as a parent, our partner always tries. But I know there is parents out there that might not be struggling to get it, might not be able to explain it the way it should be explained or in a way that they teach it, should I say. Because I've explained things and confused my kids because they're being explained the exact same from a teacher a different way. You know, so it's hard that way, in my opinion. But as long as they're trying and as long as, you know, you're trying to do your best for your kids, that's all you can do, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Also, in regards to the actual vaccine as well, are they going to force that on the actual kids for them to go back to school? Are they going to make it a condition?
Well, I have no idea, to be honest. I'm not a big into politics, but I do think, and that's obviously we've talked about this, Vicky, why we want to help. I do think this lockdown is causing so many people so much stress and depression and other mental health issues, which is one of the reasons why we're doing it, especially through the lockdown.
Yeah.
But if anyone, you know, has got issues, whether it's with kids or whether it's just because it's locked down and it's been literally a lockdown for a year, you know, whatever, and if it's affecting you, you're more than welcome. And if we can help, we will. If you want to just talk and share your story live or not live, like I said, we will set up ways that you can contact us on the phone, whatever. But that is the main aim of these. It's for mental health. So that's the reason we went into the kids, we went into the lockdown, and it just shows you mental health can come from so many different angles and so many different ways, you know, and it affects so many people in so many different ways.
But there isn't the infrastructure out there to cope with all of this, though. There really isn't. If you go to social services, and because it comes under that umbrella, and you say, look, I need help, they basically can't provide it for you. So you're basically there on your own. And if you've got kids and that, which is really difficult in itself, when you live alone with your kids and you're under that amount of strain, where are you supposed to go if you can't get the help that you actually need? Because GPs aren't seeing people face to face anymore.
Yep.
That's phone consultations or video appointments only, which people get actually put off by video appointments or speaking to their doctor over, because they would like to see their doctor face to face. I mean, I honestly can't see why GPs are still doing this, because,
to be honest, I can't. Sorry, Chloe. Enjoy your nursery run. You take care, love. And definitely, messy. People are scared of leaving the house just for the virus. But, you know, I agree. People should be able to see the GP. I'm sure they can put a screen up. I'm sure they could wear mask screens, whatever. You know, there's got to be some way. But when I go for my radiotherapy, the hospitals, the A&E hospital that I have to walk past to get to Western Park Hospital, is empty every single time. And I think there's all these people dying, but there's all these people that just get hurt normal, that would be in A&E right now, but they're scared to go in that hospital because of this virus.
I was exactly the same on Friday. I did not want to go in there. No. Because I'm exempt from wearing a mask as well, that the staff treat you as if, you know, you're contagious, which made me feel even worse.
Yeah.
Especially the fact I knew I was about to have a seizure, and I didn't have long when I got into the hospital to tell the nursing staff what had gone on, what had happened, and that. And I said to the person who was with me while I was in the hospital, I said, look, I will let them have your number, and you can tell them that I haven't hit my head, I haven't lost consciousness, and what actually happens, that if I do run out of time, at least then you'd have the information. And that's how it was done. I mean, Miss Angela certainly was worried, but you knew I was in good hands, didn't you, Angela, by the mod that was in my channel that was helping me all night.
Yeah, definitely.
Bless.
Like I said, we're not going to mention his name, but
no,
he actually appreciates the fact that I haven't mentioned his name.
Yeah,
and that's, you know, that shows you what a true respectful gentleman he is. You know, he's helped you out the goodness of his heart. He's not done it for any recognition or anything like that. Right, ladies, I am going to have to go in the next 10 minutes.
Okay, we can work for 10 minutes.
Yep, and obviously, if depending on your treatment and your tablets, if you want, we will do a live on Sunday. But obviously, that depends on you, Vicky.
I'm sure I'll be all right by then. I mean, I can always take the tablet after the stream, so that would eliminate sort of problems, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think that might be a better idea, to take it after.
So, I mean, if any, that'd be brilliant. Any of you guys have got any particular story or anything that you want to talk about or anything like that, please drop me an email or Vicky or whatever. My email again is just turbofighthub@gmail.com, and if we can just talk and help you, or if we can help in any other way, you know, just let us know, and you're more than welcome to come on, you know, and talk about your story if you want to, or you can keep it, like we said, all confidential. But
mean, I don't have a problem. Like if you want to jump on the stream, come under a different name if you feel that people would actually know who you are. I don't mind if you don't show your face on camera. That's not about it at all. If we can help
exactly.
you and you want the help, that's what's important here, not about trying to work out who you are and what you're about. That's not what this channel's about at all.
Can I just say quickly that, you know, because at the moment during lockdown, there's domestic violence has obviously gone up and is quite a big thing at the moment, with obviously people not being able to get out and get the help and stuff.
Exactly.
If anyone that is needing to, like, even if there's a comment or something, or someone just wants to, like, they might need to put like a word or something, you know, like to, if they need anything or need any help,
like a safe word, you mean?
Yeah. Or something like, you know, like just so we're aware, you know, because I know what it's like being in that kind of situation.
I'm not sure what the topic of conversation is going to be on Sunday yet, but we can maybe cover that on Sunday too.
I was just about to say the same, because I will go into it in more detail on Sunday. I was ashamed to say this after I got stabbed, because I was a professional fighter, but I did, with one of my exes, get abused by her after I got stabbed. I got assaulted by her with domestic violence, and I was scared to go to the police. Obviously, I'll cover that more on Sunday, but I do think this is a good topic to cover, because like Angela's just said, it is risen. I don't know the stats. I'm not into all that sort of.
It's gone up mad, like literally.
I know it's gone up.
I've witnessed a lot of it too, growing up, and like with my mum and stepfather, and that he put his hands on me even.
Yeah.
I mean, I was pretty lucky in regards to my marriage, because I mean, he put his hands on me one time because he was stressed, not because he was violent or anything. The stress of our living situation at the time. I mean, I know it's not an excuse, but that is a genuine reason. And I had to get out of the house because I wanted things to calm down. And at the moment, I don't think women or men that are in this position where they are victims of crime are being able to actually get out and escape.
Yeah, and that is it.
And also things at the moment as well, the police also try and make out like they're there for people and stuff, and they're just generally not, and that's the problem. They're not. And although some people might say they are and stuff, but they're not. And I think Pat did a thing on it, a channel on Derbyshire Police about a month or so ago, about Derbyshire Police being to do with like domestic violence and stuff, and Derbyshire Police are shit when it comes to domestic violence.
So South Yorkshire.
I think a lot of police forces are falling short on training and that when it comes to domestic violence, sexual assault and all of it, because
they laughed at me.
I was treated when I was attacked in June, the way that copper was towards me, I thought was bang out of order, and I'm still trying to work out in my mind how to deal with that copper, because he was so unprofessional.
Go to professional standards within the police.
I don't know if it'll get you anywhere, but yeah, definitely go to professional standards.
That's where you start, and then do it that way.
Because the police, obviously, when I told them my ex had hit me with a red hot frying pan, laughed at me because I was a professional fighter. They laughed at me because I didn't do anything back to her. I thought, hang on, if I'd done anything back, I'd be locked up. You know, all they did is take me to my mum's to get away from the situation.
That was crazy, isn't it? Like with me, they just literally, I was over a year or so in the relationship, and it was vile in the end. And we investigated it for 15 months, and then we're like, no further action. I'm like, okay. And so it's still going on now, though, so I can't really say too much, I don't think. But
the CPS needs to be overhauled, because a lot of the time the police are like banging their heads against a brick wall because they actually give them a good case.
No, they don't.
Then the Crown Prosecution Service say, no, it's not enough. and,
Yeah.
and then it gets thrown out because of lack of evidence, this, that, and the other.
What's come out recently, though, Vix, is that the police aren't even
Yeah.
sending the cases to the CPS, even the serious cases that should go to the CPS for the charging decision. The police aren't even doing that, and it goes past like that time limit, and then the police are like, "Oh fuck, I can't do that." So then they're not even investigating the cases as they should be. So, for example, like when I was raped and sexually assaulted, they investigated it as a domestic violence incident. Okay, it was a domestic violence, but it was still a rape and a sexual assault.
Yeah.
But it was just classed as domestic violence, and it was investigated by people in public protection. And like, what the hell? Not the serious sexual assault people like the RASA or whatever they're called. But I was just like, what the hell's going on? Do you know, like, how? And because he said I consented, then although they've said on all the injuries and everything, because I was admitted to hospital because of all my injuries and everything, I've got permanent damage. And that would be GBH, you know, like I think I've been through it so many times, but it's...
How on earth could you consent when you were unconscious? I mean, that does not fly with me.
Strangle rape, and that's why I was unconscious anyway in the first place, but I consented, obviously, clearly. And then because of that, they say that it's in one of the letters from one of the DCIs, he responded to my victim's right to review. He says it's clear that you didn't consent and you weren't a willing participant to these sex acts or something. However, it's not clear as to whether he knew you didn't consent. I'm like, are you taking are you really taking the taking them to start killing me, basically? And then
he knew exactly.
You're right, he did. He knew damn well he had planned the whole thing. Like, literally, I honestly thought he was going to kill me that night. And they knew he was going to kill me. And, yeah, because they messed up investigating the whole case. And that's why we're going to a judicial review. But it's crazy how they think that they can just get away with it and think that they're not accountable to anyone. But they're going to have to be.
It is, and it's something I'd definitely like to cover with you a bit more if we could get you back on again, Angela.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
Brilliant. So, right, guys, I am sorry. I am literally going to have to go. My lift will be here in the next 10 minutes. I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining us. Thank you for staying respectful. Thank you for keeping it nice in the chat. Massive thank you to Angela for jumping on. As always, a massive thank you to and thank you to Vicky. You know, GTA, I am sorry to hear what had happened to your friend. Much love, you know, and hiya, Clint. Right, I must go. So thank you ever so much, and we will be back on.
We're going to end the stream, and we will continue this on Sunday. What time did you actually want to do this, Turbo, on Sunday?
11. No, we said 2 till 4, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to say 11. Where's 11 coming from?
No. It's yeah, that's just me. I'm thinking I've got something on at 11. Yeah, 2 till 4. Okay,
but we can do that. So if you guys want to jump on here 2 till 4, and we will have this discussion. If people want to jump on and be part of the actual StreamYard as well to discuss anything that they want to, if they feel they need to, or like they do want help, then we will be here to help. I mean, we're not professionals. We don't ever say that we are, but between us all, there isn't anything that we haven't seen, witnessed, or done, you know, to for any of these situations.
And that's it. We're here trying to help each other. I mean, if it's something that we've not personally gone through, if it's somebody that's in the chat and somebody else has gone through something similar, you know, we can, you know, just try and link you. And obviously you can have your discussions and, you know, if it helps you to do that. But remember, guys, you can always contact me. My email is just turbofighthub@gmail.com. So you're more than welcome to contact me, and definitely I will be back at 2 or 4 on Sunday.
Exactly. And I'm sure Miss Angela will be there as well.
That'll be wicked, Clint. Sorry.
Yeah,
Just being
definitely.
What? Yes, I'm available anytime. You know me.
Clint, that would be good. I mean, I know that there are quite a few people that are ex-addict. I know you can't really say you're an ex-addict because you're always going to be an addict.
Yeah.
Poor choice of words, but if people know that there are non-judgmental people out there that are willing to give their time to help anybody out there. I know Turbo is the same. Moggy.
Can you say that you can get addicted to anything?
Exactly.
You can.
I was addicted to pork once.
To pork?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. No. I really was. But it turned out
I didn't mean to laugh then. That literally took me by surprise.
I know.
I had to sit back down then.
It's because I think my body was needing it because I had B12 deficiency and I had pernicious anemia, and I didn't even realise it, but I was fully addicted to it. I'm not even kidding. I needed it every single day, and I got addicted. I'm not even joking. So I think you can get addicted to anything. Just saying. Sorry, just to add that in. No,
it's fine. It's fine. But right, guys, I really have to shoot. Thank you ever so much, guys. It's been absolutely fantastic having Angela on, and I'm so glad you're coming back on Sunday. Much love to each and every one of you guys. Got nothing but love and respect for each and every one of you. Thank you again to you all, and I will see you very soon.
It should be a good show on Sunday, and
it will be.
There'll be lots to talk about. I mean, if it slightly runs over, I don't mind it a little bit, but
yeah.
If
it runs over, I mean, we can always add an extra one, like we've done this today. We can always chuck another one in if that's what people want, you know.
Yeah, I'm easy in that regard.
No problem, Clint.
Adding extra time and that.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Clint, you're more than welcome to email me. Oh, sugar, I think I've lost everything.
Or you could even email me, Clint. My email is part of my PayPal, so you'd be able to email me there if you wanted to get hold of myself as well, and I would respond to you pretty quickly.
I'm used to sitting time out of it.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Well, I hope you guys that he's coming back in. Hi,
hello.
Hi,
told you. It literally, I didn't want to sound rude. If I touch anything, it all goes wrong. So I've literally had to go through my emails again. But yeah, thank you guys for everything. Much love and respect to you all. And I will see you Sunday.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Take care, everyone. Speak to you soon, bit.
Alright, I'm just putting my email in the chat just in case.
Okay.
If anybody does want to get in contact with me, it's fine. If you really want urgent help, and I can do it, I will. If not, I'd be able to get urgent help to you. So that is what this channel is all about. At the end of the day, reaching out to people that need it and giving them a hand up. That's what it's all about. And we will certainly see you guys on Sunday, and it will be another topic which is going to be a hard one to actually stomach in a way, but it needs to be done. We need to start talking about these things and showing people it's not like a dirty word. It doesn't have to be shoved away. People need to know about these things that are going on. People need to be able to feel that they can talk about these things in a safe environment.
Absolutely, I think because it happens a lot in society, doesn't it? And it's like, but it's never spoke about. It's like a taboo subject, but it shouldn't be.
Exactly. Well, we will see you guys on Sunday, and hopefully, Mackie, you'll be 100% better by then, and I hope you get rid of your cold and that. And thank you again, Miss Angela, for jumping on as well.
No,
and you guys enjoy the rest of your day, won't you?
Take care, everyone.
respect you guys. Take care.
Love you.
See you Sunday. Love you too,
Love you.
darling. Bye, guys.